What's up, guys? In this video, I'm going to be going over how I made over $129,000 within 2 months of phone flipping. So these were two really good months for me when I was starting out phone flipping, and this is when I really started making a lot of money. This is when phone flipping really started picking up for me. So the month of April, you could see all the bank statements, screenshots from my bank account here, and when everything was deposited and everything like that. This was the month of April. So in revenue, we did $73,763. And in profit was around like $19,000 in profit. This is when I really started making money phone flipping. And then also this month, this is the other month, revenue was $55,985. Again, screenshots from my literal bank account. You could see right there everything. You could add it all up. It adds up to like 129,000 something, 500. I have no clue. But, and then profit was around $16,000 in profit for that month. And keep in mind, this is not including any cash deals that I did for any of these months. This is just the money that I made from private buyers paying me out, not dealing with any local buyers or Facebook or anything. So this is excluding any cash deals that I've done for both of these months. So in this video, I'm basically going to be going over what I did to make that money, like literally exactly what I did to make that, and to show you even more proof. Let's minimize this to show you even more proof. Here's some proof of some of the shipments I made from those months. There might be a month or two out of whack here. But here's just some shipments, some invoices that were sent to my private buyers, just to show you I'm not just making this up. Here's the actual phones that I sent for this batch. So this was 44 phones, and the total was $18,840 for this batch. So you can see exactly what I got paid. You can see all the IMEIs right here. You can see the exact phones, the gigabytes, the models, what carrier they were with, everything, literally everything. And then you could see this one too. This is another batch that I sent. The IMEIs, what I got paid for everything, the condition, everything. This batch was 53 phones, and I got paid $22,210 from that. This batch was small batch of 34 phones. You can see all the models again. I'm not just making this up. And then I got paid $16,095 for that batch. 24 phones, $10,825. And then also this batch, this was 76 phones, and the total I got paid was $27,115. So these are phones that I've sent to my private buyer, and these are the payouts that I've gotten from that. And I just showed you the proof of my bank account of me actually getting those payouts. So now let's get into how you could actually do this for yourself and how you could copy what I did and start making money with phone flipping. So I went a little bit. I talked a little bit about this sort of illustration that I have on one of my last videos, but I didn't go really in depth on anything really. So I'm going to go in depth in this video on exactly just everything, to be honest, of what I really did to get those phones and sell those phones and make that money, basically. So number one, if you're a complete beginner, this is basically where you're starting out at, is your location and how much capital you have to start phone flipping. Right? So location and capital, it does matter a lot. Location, I would say, matters more. So obviously, the bigger the town you're in, the better. I'm in a town of like 30,000 people, and I was still able to make a bunch of money with this. So if you're in a small town, it'll still work, right? Like, if you're in a small town, like if you're in the middle of nowhere, like Nebraska or like Ohio, and you have like 500 people in your town, it's probably not going to work, right? But if you have thousands, 10, 20, 30, 40,000, it's going to work for you, and you're going to be able to make money with this. And then if you have more than that, like I looked up, Miami has like 2 million or something, which is crazy. So you can make a lot of money. If you are in a town of 50,000, 100,000, 200,000 people, you can make a lot of money with this. Then on capital wise, obviously the more money you have to start, the better, of course. But the way I look at it is pretty much the more capital you have, the easier it will be to get to your goal, and the less capital you have, the longer it'll take to get to your goal. So if you have $100 and you're starting out phone flipping and your goal is 5K profit in a month, it's probably going to take you a couple months to get there, like six months to a year. If you're starting out with $100 and you want to get to 5K profit in a month, it might take 6 months to 8 months, 9 months, 12 months. But if your goal is 5K profit in a month and you're starting out with like $3,000, you could probably get there in your first month, if not your second month. So that's how capital matters. It's just going to get you to your goal quicker. And yeah, that's basically that. So number 2 is basically just getting phones / eyeballs. So getting people to realize this guy buys phones. This guy is the local phone buyer, right? Just eyeballs. You just want to get people to know about you is basically what the eyeballs part is. You want to get people to see you, see what you do, see that you're legit, see that you're the guy who pays cash for iPhones in the area, right? You want to be known as that guy. But if you don't have a lot of money, I would just go for cheaper phones. So instead of blowing like $1,000 on a 16 Pro Max to make $100 profit, try and buy like multiple iPhone 11s and make $100 profit each. It's lower risk, and you're gonna make more profit just from that. And obviously with this whole entire thing right here on getting phones, the more you put in, the more you're gonna get out. So the more outreach you do, the more people you outreach to, the more marketplace posts you do, how you do it every single day. If you're actually doing it every single day, the more you're gonna get out, right? It's very simple. The more you do of this, the more phones you'll get, and the more money you'll make. Basically, is how that works. I'm sure you guys all know that. But this is really all it is to start making money, bro. Like, if we're gonna zoom out real quick, this is what you need. You just need to get phones, and you just need to sell them. This is phone flipping right here. This is my whole business that made me a shit ton of money. That made me $129,000 in 2 months. This is it. Getting phones and then selling phones. So let me walk you through this. First of all, outreach. I'm not going to go too in depth on this because everybody knows what it is. Every phone flipper does outreach. Very simple. Basically, if you don't know what it is, basically this is when people list their phone for sale on Facebook Marketplace, and basically you are reaching out to them and lowballing them and see if they will take your offer. And if they do, you go pick up the phone. That's what basically outreach is. That's what every phone flipper starts out doing. That's what kind of every phone flipper here on YouTube teaches. And a lot of people don't know that there's all these other methods to source phones. And that's why the people that are doing these are making so much money, because not a lot of people know about these. Not a lot of people are doing them. Only like the elite high-level phone flippers that are making real money doing this are doing all of these things. And most of them are just not really, are disregarding outreach because it's very oversaturated now. And just about every phone flipper is doing outreach, and it's very hard to actually make a lot of money doing outreach because everybody's doing it, right? So these are the more like unsaturated ways, I guess you could say, to phone flipping, because not many people know about these. And if they do know about them, they don't know how to do it right. So let's get into how to do it right. So let's just go straight into marketplace posts, right? So these are a way of getting phones. I could just show you how to do them, to be honest. So this is one of the drafts that I made for a marketplace post. If I go right here, I can move this down. But this is basically what it is. I'll show you exactly how to make them. But the reason why these work is, let's say somebody goes on Facebook Marketplace and they have an iPhone 11 for sale. They're going to go on Facebook Marketplace and search up iPhone 11 to see what that phone is selling for, so they could price their phone at the right price, right? And then when your listing pops up that says cash for electronics, cash for phones, and they see, oh, I could just, instead of listing my phone on Facebook, I could just sell it right to this guy who buys phones for cash, right? That's why this works. So with titles, you want to be covering just about every single model over time. So you want to be posting these marketplace posts every single day. So the more people will see your stuff, and you also want to cover every single model. So this one is iPhone 15 Pro Max, brand new. The next one could be like iPhone 14 used. Then the next one could be like iPhone 13. And then the next one would be like iPhone 12, brand new. And then the next one would be like iPhone 11, unlocked, whatever. You want to cover every single model. You get the point. You want to get, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, iPhone 16. You want to cover every model, so when somebody looks up their phone model, you still pop up no matter what they search up, right? So that's that. And then price, it doesn't really matter what you put here. If you put like a 15 Pro Max, I would price this higher because Facebook will know, okay, he's not selling a 15 Pro Max for $100. Let's take down his listing, right? And then category, obviously it's cell phones. And then condition, you can put whatever here, just like used, like new, or whatever. And then description. So it does matter the description that you put, because sometimes your stuff will get taken down if you put the wrong description. So I'll actually link descriptions of what to put, the ones that I sort of sort through each and every marketplace post that I do. I'll put a description. I'll put a link in the description of a bunch of the descriptions that I use for this. And also for these pictures right here, I'll put a bunch of pictures in the description. I'll put a link to all my pictures in the description that I use for these marketplace posts. So you guys could have my pictures and you guys could have my descriptions, just because I'm like that. And then, yeah, this is literally it right here. You just post one of these every day. It takes you 2 minutes. Then you click next. You put your location in, local pickup, public meetup, you publish the listing, you do that once a day, you'll get phones. I know you will. One of my students in Canada did this, and he made $2,200 profit just from these. $2,200 profit in 2 weeks just from this. So I'm certain it works and you will get results. If you just post these every day, you will get results from these. So that's a marketplace post. Again, this is all I'm doing right here. Everything on this diagram, this is all I'm doing to make money with phone flipping, right? And then Facebook ads. So down here, this is just kind of give you a little bit of realization of how effective these really are and how good they actually work. So right here, just from one of these Facebook ads. So these are 2 Facebook ads that I ran that did pretty well for me. This one right here. So I had 209 conversations started. So 209 people messaged me through that Facebook ad that I ran. And in total, I spent almost $500. So if you don't know how Facebook ads work, you're basically paying whatever it is per day that you want to pay. You could pay $5 a day. You could pay $10 a day. You could pay $30 a day. But based on how much money you pay Facebook, they'll send you more people. So if I'm spending $5 a day on Facebook ads, I might get 4 or 5 people to reach out to me every day. But if I'm spending like $30 a day on Facebook ads, I might get 10 to 20 people per day reach out to me to sell their phone, right? And then from there, it's all up to you how many people you close. So let's say 20 people reach out to me and I close 3 of them, and I make $100 profit off each, then that's $300 profit right there. That almost covers the whole ad that I ran. This was for months. I ran this ad and I only spent $500, right? So you get how effective these really are. I got 209 messages. Let's say I closed like 30%. Let's just say that. I dropped out of high school, so I have no clue what this math is. What is 30% of 209? 30% of 209. 62? Is that right? Yeah, I guess that's right. Okay, so 62. So, um, let's say out of the 200 people that messaged me, 209 people that messaged me, I closed um, 62 people, right? So 62 times, let's say I made $100 profit off each phone. That is $6,200 in profit just from this Facebook ad, right? And that's if 60 people sold me a phone. Now, keep in mind that from this Facebook ad, you're going to be getting contacts. So every single person that you meet up with, you're going to get their phone numbers, and they're going to sell you another phone, most likely. If not two phones, if not three phones. If not, you might meet a damn supplier like I did. I've met multiple suppliers through Facebook ads. And one supplier that I met through Facebook ads gave me hundreds of phones. So this is not accounting for the relationships that you'll build. You'll get private buyers, you'll get suppliers that will give you hundreds of phones down the line, and you'll get reoccurring customers that are going to consistently bring you more and more phones. So this ad, all in all, has made me well over $10,000 from spending $500 on an ad. Well over $10,000 in profit. And it's got me private buyers, it's gotten me suppliers, it's gotten me reoccurring customers. So Facebook ads are extremely, extremely, extremely profitable and very effective. And this is the main thing that I use to source my phones is Facebook ads. So again, this is another really good Facebook ad that I ran. 290 people reached out to me. I spent $616. Yeah, I mean, these shits just work. They just work. So yeah, those are my Facebook ads. Those are the sort of metrics and everything. So just these in total, that's what, almost 500 people, basically 500 people, that I got from these Facebook ads that reached out to me. 500 people that were motivated to sell their phone reached out to me through these Facebook ads to sell me a phone. So that's that. That's Facebook ads. If you want to learn how to run those Facebook ads and actually get phones from them, you can book a call with me in the link in the description. And if you are a good fit, I will work one-on-one with you to start or scale your phone flipping business and just give you the Facebook ad system that I use, basically. So yeah, that's Facebook ads. I love them personally. And then we'll go on to flyers. So these are also very effective. They work very well. It's basically it's literally just a piece of paper, and you're just letting people know that you pay cash for iPhones. Like, it's literally just a piece of paper that I printed out from a Google Doc, and I just wrote on the Google Doc, like, we pay cash for iPhones, iPhone 11 and newer. Text my phone number, and just put my phone number. And I just slapped it. I would duct tape it on speaker boxes. Let me pull up an example real quick. Just cross out my phone number, though. So this right here is one example of the flyers that I made. And basically, you could see where I stuck this. This was on a speaker box in Dunkin' Donuts. So you're basically sticking these flyers on speaker boxes. That's what works the most effective. You know how many people go through these drive-thrus per day? A lot. So I used to stick them on Dunkin' drive-thrus, McDonald's drive-thrus, Wendy's drive-thrus, and you stick them right above this speaker box, right? So this is where people speak, where the person at whoever's taking your order, this is where they speak to you. So everybody has to see, everybody who goes to that drive-thru, they see your flyer. So as you can see, it just says, get cash for your iPhone, new, used, cracked, finance, get paid today, iPhone 8 and newer, call now for a free quote, and then my phone number. Very simple and very effective. You'll get a bunch of people reach out to you just from this. I've gotten suppliers from this too. Crazy enough. I don't know how, it's just luck, but you will get people reach out to you and sell their phone to you just from doing these. 100% guaranteed. Yeah, so that's flyers. And then also Instagram. So this is something that has, this is more of like the eyeballs side and just building trust and building that sort of brand, you could say, like that brand, that letting people know you buy iPhones, you're that phone buyer in the area, letting people know you're trustworthy. So this is an example. This is one of my clients that I'm working with right now, and he's getting a good amount of phones just from Instagram, just from people finding his page and just being like, "Oh, this guy's in my area. Let me sell him a phone." Right? Like this is not a lot of views. Like none of these videos are viral, but these are the most of these views are from people in his area. So they see this video, and in every single one of his videos he goes like, "Tap in with me. I buy iPhones any condition." So these 5,000 people that saw this video, they know that he buys iPhones. And if they have an iPhone for sale in the future, or if they have an iPhone for sale now, they're just going to sell him a phone because he has a bunch of reels. People know he's legit. People know he buys iPhones in any condition, right? So this is, Instagram is a cheat code for phone flipping. He has so much social proof right here. So much social proof of people selling him phones that people know, okay, this guy's trustworthy. This guy's legit. This guy gives cash for iPhones, like he says, because he's met up with a bunch of people and he posts it every day, right? So Instagram is another big thing. And he's made a lot of money from this, like thousands of dollars in profit just from people finding his page on Facebook business page that he runs Facebook ads on, and then also finding his Instagram page. And you also run ads on the Instagram page too. So it works very, very well. Very well. And people will start selling you phones just from this, right? So that works extremely well. So that's I just kind of covered the whole entire get phones side of things, how you get phones. That's how you get phones. That's how you get phones. Outreach, marketplace posts, Facebook ads, flyers, and Instagram. That's how you source your phones. Mainly Facebook ads, at least for me, mainly Facebook ads and marketplace posts is how I mainly source my phones. And I'll always, no matter what, I'll always get people reach out to me on Instagram and just DM me, whether they saw me from a Facebook ad or one of my stories or one of my reels. I always get people just reach out to me on Instagram no matter what. It's kind of just like a consistent flow. And also my Facebook business page. It's kind of like a consistent flow of people that I know are already going to be there, right? And then just Facebook ads and marketplace posts just increase it a lot more. And then over time in this business, from running these ads, from doing the marketplace posts, from doing the outreach, you build up a contact list and people will know you buy iPhones. You get referrals. You start to get connections with suppliers. They start to sell you 10 phones a day, 20 phones a week, whatever it is. Then you have reoccurring customers as you get more skin in the game. As me being in this phone flipping business for a little bit over a year now, I have people that I met with last year when I was just starting out, and they come back to sell a phone to me. And their boys will come back to sell a phone to me, or their mom has a phone for sale, their little sister has a phone for sale. They know to come to me because I already bought their phone. I was already nice to them. I wasn't a dickhead when I met up with them. I was nice. I bought their phone. I gave them quick cash, like I said I would. So it's reputation is really big in this business. You don't want to be known as the local dickhead. You want to be known as the guy who is good to work with, because you'll get people come back to you. And if you're in this game for the long term, obviously nobody's really, I mean, at least me, even me, nobody's really in this for the long term. Like I'm not going to be flipping phones for the next 5 years. I'm just not. Like, obviously this is kind of just a gateway to achieve your real dreams, you could say, in a way, right? I don't want to be flipping phones for 10 years of my life. I just want to use this to make a lot of money to get to my next dream, which is like invest in real estate or whatever it is for you. Invest in an e-com store, or make a clothing brand, or also get into real estate, right? This is kind of, I see this as a tool to achieve my dreams and not my end all be all, right? So that's why I tell a lot of people that I work with, this is not the total end all be all. the thing that you're going to be doing for the next 5-10 years. This is just something that you'll do for a lot of people. This is just something you'll do for a year, 2 years. You'll make tens of thousands of dollars in profit, and you'll use this to fund your real dreams. Whether it is starting a clothing brand, starting an e-com store, investing in real estate, whatever your whole entire dream is. Or maybe you just want to have this as a side hustle and maybe you have a full-time job. Maybe you're a nurse, maybe you are a construction worker, whatever it is, and you just want to make an extra 2K, 3K, 4K a month to help out with your bills or your rent, whatever it is. It could be a side hustle, it could be a full-time business. There's plenty of people that I work with who just have this as a side hustle. Some of them are nurses, some of them are construction workers, some of them work a regular 9 to 5, and their goal is to get out of that. There's a million case scenarios and the million things that you could do with phone flipping because you can make a lot of money in this in a very short amount of time, right? But enough yapping about that. Let's get back to this system right here. So yeah, that's the whole entire way that I get phones. That's how I just ran you everything through how I source my phones. I showed you how to do the marketplace posts and how I do my flyers, and also an example of the Instagram page. Now let's go to selling phones. So this is definitely this is a very important part. Selling phones is a very important part of this process, obviously. So if you don't have a lot of capital to start out, I sell all my phones to private buyers at this point. And some phones may go on Facebook Marketplace if I want to make a couple extra $100 profit, if I know I can. But you got to realize that if you're selling your phone on Facebook Marketplace, your phone is going to sit for days, sometimes weeks, and the whole entire, you want to move your money as quick as possible. You don't want to have your money sitting there for weeks or days. You want to move your money as quick as possible so you could go out and start buying more phones. That's what I tell everybody. You don't want to be sitting on $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 worth of phones and have your phone sitting on Facebook Marketplace. It's a complete headache because you got to deal with a million people, and then you got a whole bunch of headaches of human beings that are messaging you. And then you're also waiting for your phone to sell for weeks and days, and nobody's serious, and somebody flakes on you at a meetup. You just don't have to deal with any of those things when you're dealing with private buyers. You don't have to deal with any of the headache, any of the BS that comes with selling phones on Facebook. And the whole name of the game, you want to move your money as quick as possible. So the big advantage of private buyers is that I could buy $10,000 worth of phones today, and I could ship them out today and get paid tomorrow. I could get $10,000 worth of phones and sell them instantly and get my money back and start buying phones again with that $10,000 tomorrow. With that same money, I could go out and start buying more phones the next day. Whereas if you were to buy $10,000 worth of phones and you were to try and sell them on Facebook, good luck. Good luck. It's going to take you months to sell those $10,000 worth of phones if you're selling them one by one by one by one. And the whole name of the game, you want to move your money as quick as possible so you could go out and start buying more phones instantly so you could start making money, right? So this is how I would start out. This is how I started out doing it. Now I sell my phones. Now I sell my unlocked phones to phone stores in my area just because I built up those connections, which you will too from being in the business for a couple months. You'll build up those phone store connections. But selling phones, I basically was selling my phones locally on Facebook Marketplace, or selling your phones to a local shop. And then the rest I sell to the private buyers. So all the rest of the phones, like my carrier locked phones, my iCloud locked phones, my passcode locked, my blacklisted phones, all those other types of phones, I was selling them straight to my private buyers. And the way you're going to get, let me make this very clear. You should be buying all these types of phones. You should be buying carrier locked phones. You should be buying iCloud locked. You should be buying blacklisted phones. You should be buying every phone there is on the market, even if the phone doesn't even power on. You should be buying every single one of these phones because it's just another window for you to make more money. But the only way that you can buy these phones is if you have private buyers, because nobody on Facebook will buy a phone that doesn't power on. Nobody on Facebook will buy a blacklisted phone or a phone that's locked to that has a passcode lock on it. Right? Only private buyers are going to buy those types of phones, and they're going to not only buy those types of phones, but they're going to buy them in bulk. So, yeah, by buying these types of phones, and you're already phone flipping, if you're already phone flipping and you're not buying these types of phones, you're just saying no to money. But if you actually do start buying these types of phones, that's an easy extra couple $1,000s a month in profit that you could add to your phone flipping business from just buying all these different types of phones. Like you're just saying no to money if you're not buying those. I want to make that very clear. So yeah, this is the whole entire system, bro. Like, this is it. This is literally it. This is what made me $129,000 in revenue in 2 months. I don't know what the profit was. Let me calculate it. So the 1 month was like 16,000 profit, and the other month was like $19,000 profit, not including any cash deals. So just from the bank account statements, that's $35,000 in profit in 2 months. So I would say that's pretty well. And I just walked you exactly through how I did it. Just getting the phones, getting as many phones as you can, and then selling as many phones as you can as quickly as you can. And that's the formula to making a whole lot of money with phone flipping. So if you want my help starting or scaling one of these businesses, you could book a call with me in the link in the description. And if you are a good fit to work with me one-on-one, I'll work with you to either start or scale your phone flipping business and make a lot of money with this. So that's it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.